Alright then. So, hello internet. My name is Jaime. I go by the pseudonym Brownman117. Now, working on a new name. Now at this point, thousands of Let's Play channels out there. So I figured one way to make me stand out a little bit more is to also talk about valuable lessons I've been learning from Tim Ferriss's 4 Hour Workweek. It's a very good book, very motivational. A good game to be the sort of white noise, to be the backdrop, or in many cases sort of draw lessons from the 4 Hour Workweek is Wolfenstein, The New Order. I figured we'll talk about life lessons while murdering Nazis. One of the core things that Tim Ferriss stresses is what he calls the, what's it called? I forget the exact name of the phenomenon, but he calls it the 80-20 law. Now, this is a law I've been thinking about a lot. Essentially, it states that 80% of good things come from only 20% of work, or 80% of bad things come from 20% of bad things. So, for instance, if you only have a few friends, but they make you really, really happy, and the majority of your joy comes from only those few friends, why hang out with a bunch of sham friends? Why not just hang out with only those core number of friends? You don't need quantity of friends to achieve the maximum amount of happiness. Much like in this scenario, there are two Nazi officers, 20%, who have the ability to call in reinforcements and flood this lovely looking hangar with Nazis. Obviously, that's a stress we'd like to eliminate, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that guy's head off. Now, there we go. There's the majority of my stresses eliminated. Only eliminating 20% of stresses to make your life that much easier. Now, the 80-20 principle, I've only just started reading the 4 Hour Workweek. Again, I hardly recommend it. Oh, shit. Tim, if you ever watch this, I would really like to hear your input on what to do when confronted with Nazi robots. This is like the weakest sniper rifle ever in the history of video games. Like, this is bollocks, Skrillex, whatever and I can dual wield them. That's cool. So again, going back to the 80-20 principle, in this scenario, goodness is bullets being shot at Nazis. So, 10% each gun producing 80% of the goodness, which is shooting Nazis. You can't argue with my logic, you really can't. I should probably explain, for those unfamiliar with Tim Ferriss. And through his trials and tribulations, realize that, we really do, specifically America, I should say, we really bolster a culture that's somewhat masochistic once you think about it in terms of how we work and how we define success. One of his opening lines is, we measure success usually by how much we sacrifice. We hear all these great entrepreneurs and thinkers, leaders talking about how much they give up and how much they sacrifice to gain their wealth, their fortunes, and shit, Nazis. Ah, yeah, eat shit, Nazi. Ah! Sacrificing stuff. You don't, and his point is, you don't need to. You can enjoy life very much and still make a lot of money, still be a very successful businessman, entrepreneur, whatever you want to be. Be successful in your life. I really like to play video games, so by Tim Ferriss standards, I guess I'm pretty successful right now, just killing Nazis. Like, for instance, Nazis. These guys probably rate their success on how many people they kill and how many countries they take over. But something he also stresses is that lifestyle sustainable? To Can you work very little and hold your success, but can you sustain that sort of ratio? And obviously, as history has played out, the Nazis could not sustain that ratio for a number of reasons. Mainly because they were Nazis and kind of shitty, deep thoughts while killing Nazis. Does that sound cool? I don't know, I feel like it has a nice ring to it. How the hell do I kill this guy? I wonder if there are any strategies in that book to, kill robot Nazis. E is for elimination. That's the name of this game. It's a first-person shooter with Nazis. Want a lot of elimination going here. Effectiveness is doing the things that get you closer to your goals. Efficiency is performing a given task, whether important or not, in the most economical manner possible. Being efficient without regard to effectiveness is the default mode of the universe. Effectiveness. Now, all the robots have weak points in their eye, so if I only aim for the eye, which is difficult because right now the way the turrets are placed, I can only hit his legs. Ooh. What do we have here? A ladder. Move, BJ, move. I'm sorry, that's immature of me. I cannot climb the ladder. Okay. The 20% that is causing 80% of my stress is just this one robot. Wow, that's a fast-moving robot. Ah, I've exposed its eye. Excellent. Glorious. See? Ah, perfect. See, using the lasers to be efficient, let's see, performing a given task, whether important or not, in the most economical manner possible. Ah, well here, effectiveness is doing the things that get you closer to your goals. I killed the Nazi robot, and am thus closer to the general downfall of the Super Third Reich, circa 1960 England. Ah, yes. Glorious. In case you're confused as to what the storyline of Wolfenstein is, the Nazis won with super magic and super science, so everything is super now. What? What? Did they? Hey, yeah, we're gonna bring the downfall of Nazism with fucking hang gliders. Now, this isn't something that Tim Ferris explicitly says, but, a lot of really successful entrepreneurs, in my mind, always say that the purpose of getting rich is not only to treat yourself, but also to help others, much like how I am helping this poor disabled woman onto a helicopter so we can kill Nazis. I thoroughly believe in that, and I really think that that's the whole purpose of, getting rich and doing stuff. So, let's see. Okay, I'm not putting... Oh, here we go. Put it in the helicopter. Well, I feel like this is a good place to stop. I hope you learned a lot about trying to eliminate stress and really focusing on your goals. And here we go. This is the very first episode of Deep Thoughts and Nazis. I hope to see you soon. Hope you enjoyed this.